We're at Napier's Auto Salvage. Saw on a video he has a Fiero here, so I decided I would come check it out, shoot some video. It's challenging. Challenging to stay away from the poison ivy. Challenging to find your way around anywhere here because it's muddy, grassy, swampy. But I guess that's what makes it special. He's got quite the mix here of cars from every decade, starting back in the 30s, maybe even the 20s out here somewhere. But let's see if we can find that Fiero. It says it's towards the end of the yellow house. I think the yellow house is right over there. Split window Chevy pickup. Some more cars back in there from the 40s, 50s. No Fiero yet. Looks like a Lincoln or something over there. And I remembered it as being black, but it's not. Anyway, there it is over there. We'll just look around. A van. Some other older stuff. Some not so older, but at this point older. Okay, manual mirror adjust, or remote mirror adjust, not electric. There we go, that's an interesting option. Automatic, obviously. Here's part of the steering. Checking out the speedometer here. Yeah, it's same speedometer as mine, not the big one. It looks like aftermarket radio. Seats. Nothing special about the upper console. So what am I here for? Well, I was here for this piece. Yeah, there's my finger. I was there for that piece, but it has gone away. Maybe it's underneath. Anyway, we'll look and see what we got here. I don't know if this was a factory special tape job or what. Kind of cool. So maybe a month or two too late. I did find some clips that I needed. They're probably the same off of most any GM from that period, but anyway, snagged them. None of the other parts, of which the list is short, were still there or in any condition to snag. So now it's just a matter of making my way back out to the road somehow. Plenty of sights to see. Trying to stay out of the swamp. Trying to miss. Oh, that looks like a Corvair. Maybe, possibly. I think there was one here. Let's go around. That's an old one. Oh, a mowed swamp. That's okay. Over to the Corvair. Which looks like it's sitting in the middle of a pond. Those are some big front seats. Look at that. Yes, that is a 140. Let's see what's under the engine lid. And that is not a 140. Well, I can't really see down in there and get the engine code. Not really interested in it. There's that. It's a 65 because it's got both the Power Glide dipstick and the differential dipstick. And it's got the mystery box. Yeah, looks halfway solid back here, but no 140 engine in the back anymore. So this is what you see coming in. Buick. It doesn't love the fastback look. Yeah, it's a 4-door. It's a Ford. A custom cab would have been more appropriate on a pickup. Oh, that's cool. A big V8 on this. I'm assuming it's a Dodge. There I am all parked up, hopefully not confused with a parts car. Hey, it's an Edsel. Wasn't a Mercury. Next to that Kaiser, I don't think it's a Dragon. Manhattan. I think that's what that year was. I don't know what's under the hood of this big old thing. Nothing's under the hood. What a shame. Oh well. Still got the horse collar, grill, the bomb sights. Now we're looking at as far as a dash. That's sweet. Nice license plate collection. We're going with this from Ohio. That's got to be original seat cover, such as it is at this point. Man, that door felt like it weighed a ton. That's cool. Taillight treatment. More on the Kaiser. That is. What kind of engine? This had to have had a 6. This may be a 2-hander. Straight 6. Kaiser Motor Company. That distributor's sitting right out on top like that. So there's 4 plugs ahead of the distributor and 2 behind. Some interesting looking carburetor. Sweet. Big horns. A hood scoop. That was heavy. Nice T-bird back in there. This may just be a tour from the road kind of thing. A big old Cadillac. Yeah, just sitting out here on the road next to where I ended up being directed to park out of the way. engine or no manufacturer's plate pops out. All right, back into the fields. All right, we know what that is back there. Those are streaks on a Pontiac. Let's go check it out. All right, well, nice little pinstripe detail. Two-door. Nice Buick. Okay, 20s. I wouldn't say this is necessarily the oldest one here, but it's an old one. Wow. Split window in that one. Another two-door coupe. Chevy four-door. We're here for the Pontiacs. Two-tone. Great detail on the door handle. Oh my goodness. I can't package that smell. I'm not sure I'd want to. Wonderful details. Wide whites, yellow wheels, match the top. Original hubcaps. Straight 8. Is that what we're guessing? Nope, 6. Big old horns. Carefully put this down. Wow. And the fender protector. The high mounted side view mirror that would not have been original. Oh, now let's see if this one opens. All right, I love that detail. It doesn't work anymore, but wow, that's some smells in here. Silver streak. Heater underneath there is interesting. Oh, love this. Gas filler doorway in the back. Well, that was well worth the trip. Locked. A Style Master. It's going to have a straight 6 in it. Nice hood ornament. My goodness, I could just go crazy with hood ornaments. Collecting period of my life has to stop. Onward. Yeah, there's a Pontiac there. Later Grand Prix, and it's a two-door coupe. Then back there, something. I don't think I'm gonna make a walk over there. I'll make a walk over here. Well, all right, fine. You're inviting me right up this path. You made it easy. Tromp, tromp through the swamp. Suicide doors. Awesome. Recovering an engine. There's something under there. There's a transmission inside. Is that a club in the glove box? Oh, nice. Original two-tone door cards. Nice. All right, new word. Well designed. Easier to say nice. Back out to the road. I'll put the contact information in the description down below. I am south of Huntington, West Virginia. It's interesting coming to these places. You can usually get a sense of, was this Ford country? Was it GM? And then specifically, was there a make of one manufacturer? Just seeing all sorts of awesome stuff. Back in the woods there. Let's head this way. There's an old Galaxy or something. Ah, nice heavy duty GMC 300. Okay. Dualies, heavy duty wheels on there. That's 6. Okay, maybe not a Galaxy, maybe a Fairlane. Oh, okay, DeSoto over there. Yeah, that's a Fairlane. It's just amazing, the intricacies of some of these original, especially the entry level. That says 57 Ford, but this is not a 57. Especially the entry level vehicles. That's probably all. No, I don't think that's poison ivy. Tree does not look like a poison ivy tree. That could be. We'll come back to that DeSoto. Not much left of this one. Although underneath the weeds there's probably more. I'll give a shout out to, I think his name is Junkyard Willie. I'll put a correction above. he had come here and through Facebook forums and so forth, Chevrolet here. My grandparents and aunt had Ford Ranger pickups from that era. Anyway, Junkyard Willie, he shoots, all right, hundreds. We'll go with hundreds. I won't quite say 1,000, or thousands of videos in salvage junkyards, whatever you want to call them. And it was thanks to him that I came upon this. I love the lichen patina. No one's trying to keep lichen. Interesting spring pattern. Cars as art. No gauge. So this is interesting. I'm pretty sure it's a DeSoto from that front, but a two-door, is it a businessman's coupe? No, there are seats there with original upholstery on them. That's a decent trunk. Let's see if there's a nameplate under the hood. You can also see what kind of engine's under the hood. There's nothing. Flathead 6. I don't know. I love that fender with the over the wheel look. Another, I think that's a GM. Buick maybe? Nice old Mercury. It's like a Marauder. A Lincoln. Yeah, it's never ending. Oh, okay. I remember him coming across this Kaiser. Him being the aforementioned Junkyard guy, Junkyard Willie. Nice handle pull. Cold War Motors. He had a Frazier, but Frazier was basically just another make in the Kaiser family. Nice Mercury. See what kind of engine is in here. An empty engine. Okay, where do we go next? I want to keep this more of a Pontiac theme. It is, I think, a Sunbird. Entry-level Pontiac of the period. Yeah, it's a Monterey, not a Marauder. That's okay. Love the fastback roof. Huh, interesting taillight detail. Kind of just added on. I don't know if you can hear them. Sounds like frogs. Oh, there's something back through there. Of course, there's something. Oh, another Kaiser. Because no, that's not the same one. Not getting in that door. Excellent split rear window. We'll head over to the Kaiser and then come back to that. Maybe. Maybe we'll head over to the Kaiser. This may take two hands. I may just continue through there. Alright, I made it to the other side. Skim through here. Over to the Kaiser. Alright, two hands again. No door handle. On the other side here. Yeah, love that rear window treatment. See if this door opens. Wow. Extra parts. Nice. I don't know if you can really make out that. I'm guessing is original interior? Nah. Too plush. I guess we'll make our way out here through here and catch up on the other side. Plymouth. Nice fast back look. Got some clouds. Supposed to be some pretty nasty storms coming through Kentucky, of which direction I'm heading, and it'll hit here. Oh, sweet. That part of the hood. This is, I think, maybe more of this period had the split down the center. You just, it's like a sedan delivery over there. Yeah, the door's hanging off its hinges. I'm guessing a Chevy. This is all wood. I shouldn't have sounded surprised. It's probably not original, but you need a flathead 6. So that would not have been from that car, because I'm pretty sure in that era they had overhead valve, straight 6. I don't know if I saw the front end of that Pontiac or not, but there it is. I think it's another Sunbird. Hold the pickup back in there. Hey, an Aztec. Huh. Let's go check that out. Now, to me, this would make a nice tow vehicle. I always hope I don't find anything under these hoods. 3.4 liter V6. Distinctive styling. It's even got a spoiler and a sunroof. And I think you could get these four-wheel drive. So that would be the towing package, so to speak. I think that the frame is rated for pretty decent towing. There's a nice Thunderbird back there. Cadillac CTS. A number of PT Cruisers have cruised in here. Camaro. That looks like a Mercedes back there. Oh yeah. It's a cluster. You keeping tabs on me, dog? Isuzu pup. Which I think you can get a Chevy Love. Alright, that wasn't really worth my walk. Alright, head back and continue on. An Astro van, and it's the EXT version. Da, 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 da. Two-wheel drive. So I met the gentleman who has restored this very nice, very straight, long bed 4x4 square body Chevy. Nice. Did a nice job. Nice foot ornament. Guess part of it's missing. A lot of it is missing. Probe, Pontiac. I suppose that could be a Kaiser or a Fraser. Interesting that there was an abundance of them. I'm sure that gauge there will give it away. Someone will share with me, hopefully, what it was I was looking at. It's like, how did it get up there? Why? It doesn't seem to be hurting for room. It looks like an MGB back there. Pinto wagon. I think this is a Studebaker. Now a greenhouse. tiny cab on this pickup. Spotlight. Looks like a midget. I guess we're in the foreign car section here. Get back into this cab. That's a Sprite. I can't believe anybody would have robbed the engine out of this. It's still there. Austin engine. Put the stuff back in there. There's like a second level road that'll take me up to where I saw that MGB, or what I think is an MGB. A Beretta. An old Willys. Nice seats. Flat dash. Look at that. Fiesta. Next to it looks like a Bonneville. Kind of see by the cladding. I think it's time to find the main road again. Well, this one was worth the walk just for the hood ornament. Looks like another DeSoto. That was quite a toothy grin. This may be the way out. Grand Am. Almost walked past this. Yeah, a little overgrown. Decent steering wheel. There's a lot of body flex. Could that be another Edsel? It could, and it is. A DSL. Yeah, hard to make out the dash between all the stuff. Hold the under there. Of course, collar grill's missing, but the engine's there. Seen a lot of these fluid drives. which was Mopar's automatic transmission. So maybe this was Mopar country. And to see that many DeSotos. For a time it was Pontiac country. Another Grand Prix from the 90s, early 2000s. Looks like a Cadillac fender poking out. But that's not what it was. I was thinking about these the other day. I think that is a Ford Contour. I had one as a rental car back in the early 90s. Ah, here we go. Here's a nice old Aurora. Okay, it was nice when it was new. This is first generation, late 90s. Anyway, back to, I drove that Ford Contour from Pittsburgh over to Johnstown to visit friends of mine. That thing handled. And I know it was probably Mazda based, and that's fine. That's probably why it did handle so well. I know they came out with the SVT back in the day for the Contour, and that was a hot car. Wow. Wide lights, two-tone, and Bel Air. Bel Air. Top of the line in this period. Mid-50s, early to mid-50s. Three on the tree. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's for the most part all here. Wow. At this point in my life, I'm limiting myself to only falling in love with cars that will handle. And that one wouldn't. It's the nice Bonneville. I mean, not a GXP. Another Mopar. Few Mercedes, Isuzus. Would not be surprised if that was a Pontiac rim underneath there. But we're at the gentleman's house, so I think that's about as far as we can go. There isn't anything left to go to. So back down the road. Alrighty. So he wanted me to remind you all that everything's for sale here. That you see, that chopped, he said, was a 36 Ford that I was admiring. Another PT Cruiser. Dodge Neon. Well, this has been a treat. I did call him, let him know I was coming. He said if it wasn't raining, he'd be here. Well, it's certainly wet, but it's not raining. Another Aztec. This one is the four-wheel drive version. That other one may have been, I just didn't see it. It looks a little different on the inside. Okay, yeah, it's dirtier, but that's just cool. Handling. And it's silver. Not a fan of non-colored cars. SSEI. Was that the hot version of the Bonneville back in this period? It would have had a supercharged 3.8 liter. I believe that was what this one offered. Yep. Early model. 64, if the taillights are true. 110 in the 64. Let's see if it's still there. Yep, 110. Automatic. Yeah, there's some rot. Okay, there's more than some. Next to a Celebrity. And cool to have seen a 6000. The Monza badge on there, but you tell it was a Monza by the chrome around the rear window. No seats. So that was a sweet way to end the visit. We're heading back now. I've seen some of these before. I don't think well, tromping would be fun. I think I'm done. So the gentleman, the proprietor, wanted me to mention that he had a, shoot, what was it, a 40-something Buick. It's been in a garage for 40 years. He's got it coming in. He wants $5,000 for it. That chopped Ford, he said $4,500. That's what he's asking. He said a 39 Buick. So he had named a number of cars that I think he believes, and I would trust him, are solid enough to be worth fixing up. We go back through here. I see that old Pontiac that was really sweet looking. Here we are, back at the entrance. So definitely, like I said, I'll put the contact information for the proprietor, and give him a call if you saw something that you couldn't live without, or you saw a part. And like I said, it's worth just asking him what he's got if you're looking for something from the late 30s through the 50s. He's got more than I've ever seen anywhere else.